So I want to tell you just a couple of the things I'm watching for tomorrow. Because to me, this thing may come down to a few key groups of voters. First is what they call low propensity voters, which basically means people who have never voted or rarely vote. And Trump and his team are really trying to turn them out with a pretty grotesque approach, which is, I don't even know how else to describe it. Things like talking with Joe Rogan on his podcast for 3 hours or relying on Elon Musk to turn these voters out through things like a questionably legal voter sweepstakes and pushing tons of disinformation online. Now, could any of that work? I mean, I hope not, but I don't know. We will find out tomorrow. On the other hand, this is the first presidential election since January 6th and since Roe was overturned. So given that, the Harris campaign has been focused on appealing to some different groups of voters, like independents and even Republicans, people like Liz Cheney, people who value country over party, people who believe that, yes, we should have a functioning democracy. And they are appealing to women, which every indication we have seen in recent days tells us is working. Within the results of that shock Iowa poll, which I'm sure you have all heard about by now, the one that shows Harris leading by 3 points in the state, it also shows Harris with a huge advantage with women. Independent women in the state back Harris by a 28-point margin, and women over 65 support her by a more than 2-to-1 margin. Women are also voting early at higher margins than men across the country and in some key swing states. And to me, of any possible story tomorrow night, and there will be many, the power of women's voices in politics could be one of the most interesting and compelling and powerful. And not just at the top of the ticket, although, yes, of course, that would be a huge story. I mean, I would love to be able to tell my 9-year-old daughter that there has finally been a woman elected president of the United States. But also the power of the women whose votes could help get her there. And the power of the men who love those women, of all the husbands and brothers and dads who might use tomorrow to show their outrage and disgust at what the Dobbs decision took away from the women they love and the scary situation that it left them all in. That power in action would be an incredibly hopeful and inspiring story. And that may be how the story goes tomorrow. Now, after I've told you all that, I don't want to take down the mood or your level of enthusiasm or optimism. But it's also important to prepare for what comes next, even if Harris is elected. And in general, I think it's better to know in advance and prepare for what propagandist bullies may do. That's been my experience. That's why the government is warning the world right now that Russia is putting out fake videos aimed to sow doubt, because calling things like this out in advance makes us all better prepared to address it if and when it happens. So yes, Trump will likely prematurely claim victory. His supporters will lie and cry foul about the integrity of the election, and they will use their doubt to disrupt the process from vote counting to certification. They'll try to, at least. And it will all be amplified out there by bad actors, including Russia, including Elon Musk, including many other of their bad actor buddies. But we've seen this movie before. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of a scary one. But this time, we know what to expect. And this time, pro-democracy forces have been planning ahead. And finally, let me just end with this. Our democracy is strong, and the American people are fierce. But even if Trump is defeated tomorrow, he has exposed during his time out there some serious limitations within our system. And it may be time to ask ourselves things like whether social media platforms should have the freedom to operate at a lower level of accountability than local television networks in terms of the lies they can spread, or whether the Electoral College alone is the right way to determine who should lead this country, or whether, just putting it out there, a convicted felon should be eligible to run for the highest office in the land. Those are some really important questions. At some point, we will need to consider, but there's plenty of time for that. Those questions are not for tomorrow. Tomorrow is about answers. It's about finally learning how much protecting our democracy matters, whether morality and character matter, whether our rights to make choices about our own bodies matter enough to enough of the American people. Tomorrow, we will start to learn a whole lot more. Starting us off tonight is my friend Lawrence O'Donnell. He is, of course, the host of The Last Word here on MSNBC. It is so great to see you. I know you have a show in 2 hours, so thank you so much for being here with me.
At 10 o'clock, it's entirely possible. We will just be doing live coverage of what's happening, who's singing, or, you know, the vice president speaking. Tim Walz is maybe going to speak in my hour. My ambition for 10 p.m. tonight is I don't get to say a word. That would be a successful show for me if we just are staying on live coverage.
Well, we're going to stay on live coverage as soon as we hear Kamala Harris is about to start. And we may have to even cut you off, Lawrence O'Donnell. I hope not.
I'm very good about being cut off. You just watch.
Well, listen, I've now sat on a set with you for a couple of years, and I know you are the best lower expectation setter in terms of what you're about to say and your big smart thought of anyone I've ever interacted with in this business. But I did want to ask you, I mean, in this moment, as we're looking ahead to tomorrow, we don't know what the outcome will be. Voters will determine the outcome. It's how democracy works. But how have you been thinking about and reflecting on what this moment is in our history? You've covered a lot of presidential elections.
I'd love to get to that, but I am so stuck on the breaking news in your opening report there that Steve Kornacki doesn't have snacks during election night, which, what you mean, like, what about when it goes all the way to Saturday? Like, does he fast?
Well, then he may. It really is just the overnight because it slows him down.
It slows him down.
Yeah.
All right.
So, listen, I'm here to bring the news that the people want out there, Lawrence.
All right. So everyone should know when they see him at 3 o'clock in the morning, the man is working on no snacks.
That's right.
So, and that's incredible.
And he's got 40,000 steps. Okay,
That's
now
incredible.
I'm not letting you avoid answering this important question that people want to know from you.
You know, for everybody out there who began obsessing over the polls 2 years ago, I'm sorry. On our program, we studiously avoided them. The polls would come out, and I would say, back in May, the polls don't matter. And back then, as you know, those polls are registered voters. Like, they're not even doing likely voters yet, right? Because you can't trust someone saying in February they're going to vote in November, right? And so you don't really get to the real likelies until after Labor Day. And so I have to say this year I'm very proud of having ignored the polls completely, only to discover on the final weekend that if you just spent the last 2 days looking at the polls, that's enough. Because you have the national, all that stuff saying it's a pure tie. And then you have this big shock out of Iowa, saying Kamala Harris is 3 points ahead in Iowa, which isn't that shocking if you can remember all the way back to 2012, when President Obama won Iowa. It used to be something that was winnable for Democrats. But, that just tells you, that Iowa poll tells you that there's stuff happening out there that we don't know about. We also don't know if that's going to count in the final outcome here. And what must always be remembered is the vote is suppressed in about at least more than 40 states. There's a massive voter suppression operation created by the founding fathers who got
the Electoral College.
Correct. Who got many things grotesquely wrong, from slavery to the Electoral College. Think about how many more Californians would vote if they thought their vote mattered. How many more millions of votes would Kamala Harris get in the state of California if those voters thought their vote actually mattered? Would she get another million in the state of New York if they thought the vote mattered? I have voted in 3 states in my life: Massachusetts, then New York, then California. And I knew every single time my vote for president doesn't matter, because we know who's going to win this state. And in those cases, it would be the Democrat every time. And so I know people in Massachusetts who haven't voted in decades because they know the Democrats are going to win.
What do you tell them when they say my vote doesn't matter?
I tell them they're right. That's true. That is the Electoral College. That's the poison of the Electoral College. And your vote in Pennsylvania matters enormously, and your vote in Wisconsin matters enormously. Turns out now your vote in Iowa matters a lot more than anybody thought it did, a week ago. But whatever that turnout is, it's going to be lower. By the way, it'll be lower for Trump too. I'm sure there are some voters in Idaho who won't bother because they know he's going to win Idaho, and they're busy doing something that makes it difficult to get to town that day. Okay. But it is a big, big discouragement to voters that this really is. It's a 50-state country, and it's a 7-state presidential campaign, and that suppresses the vote totals like nothing else.
It's a really broken part of the system, which is why I wanted to mention, even though
it's a disaster. It's a disaster, and the only reason this is even slightly competitive is the Electoral College. You take away the Electoral College, and Donald Trump doesn't have a chance. Absolutely does not have a chance. And Kamala Harris would be spending an awful lot of time getting more votes out of California alone than she can get out of every one of these battleground states by campaigning there constantly.
Now, let me ask you, because you are the one who always tells me, and I agree with you, you don't know until Election Day happens. We will watch what happens, and there are surprising things the weekend before and the days before. This is why 6 months out, you have no idea.
This is so great. You know more about this, about presidential campaigning, than anyone who's ever worked in this building. And the act is you have to pretend that I know something about presidential campaigning that you don't know.
Well, no, but you know what I've learned, from you. We don't have to tell everybody all the things we guess because we want to allow voters to make the decision. That's a thing I've learned from you. Okay, here's what I want to ask you about, because you have never held back on Donald Trump. Another thing I've watched and admired about you. I'm a believer that he's going to do exactly what he said he was going to do, even if Kamala Harris wins. How do you prepare for that? How do you think about that?
We're pretty prepared since he's already done it.
And he's already said he's going to do it.
This time, he's already claimed victory. Okay, he's not waiting till 2 a.m. on election night to claim victory like he did last time. He's already claimed victory. So, yes, of course, before people go to sleep on election night, he's going to go out there and claim victory. We know it. Now it's going to be, I think it's way less threatening than it was before. It's way, I don't find anything even slightly scary about it, because you're watching this old ghost go through the same stupid move again, and everyone knows it was a stupid false move the last time. It will look even stupider this time. I think he's reduced to a harmless clown this time at 2 a.m. when he does it. I think his followers, do not subscribe to his hopes for, big violent insurrections like he inspired and led on January 6th. You got to remember, he has begged them to come to the courthouses where he is a criminal defendant.
And they have not.
And he's got over 70 million voters in this country, and they have just stayed home.